Oh, wow. The outro just got real dry today. But what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast, the official podcast of the Geeks and Company. Woo, that's right. Look at that. We're going to talk about that in a second. What's up, everybody? I don't want to say our last con of the season, but our last major con of the season. Of course, well, we don't have everybody here. We're missing a couple people. We're missing Megan and we're missing Jen, but we got the rest of the crew here. We got Mr. Aka over here. How you doing, buddy?
Honestly, I'm struggling. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going through a time. It's been a week. Yeah. But we're getting through. We'll get there. No problem at all. I'm excited for this weekend. Excited to see everybody, and it should be a good time. Joining us again. Now that he's just around. I don't know why I'm saying joining us anymore, because he's just on. Like he's just here.
I'm just here.
Rob, the bad guy. Rob, what's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I'm super pumped for this weekend. I'm still out of breath from the marathon adventure Jess and I just went on to pick up the trailer for this weekend. But
Nice.
Yeah, we did that quick, eh? Holy fuck, man. You're in and out and gone and boom and on the podcast.
Good to go. What up, Jamie?
Yeah, we got a bunch of people in the chat
good to see
already.
everybody,
Like,
buddy.
literally, like 17 people, 19 people already in the chat. Jamie is there. Hello, Jamie. I don't think Jamie's actually caught us this early in a while. Mr. Andrew Saxon, salutations. Nada, Heidi Ho, Geekarinos. Geekarinos? Yeah, that's what it says. Heidi Ho, Geekarinos. What's up, Nada? We have a lot to talk about today.
We do?
Actually, maybe we should take do the what do you call that? The obligatory messaging. Is that what you want to call it?
Matt Sheridan coming in hot.
Housekeeping, housekeeping.
Yeah.
What's up, fuckers? What's up, Matt? Guys, if you're watching this, or if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, I'm hoping Spotify, give us a follow. Click the like button. Click the subscribe. Whatever the red button there, click it for us. It really helps us out. If you leave a comment also, it really, really helps us out. Obviously, if you share the videos, that's fantastic. Geeks and Company come to you live every week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. We've got a bunch of people watching us live already. We are talking London Comic Con tonight. Rob's already said he's super pumped. Jeff?
Yeah, this is kind of like your guys' like de facto kind of almost favorite con.
It is my favorite con.
It is, yeah.
I think, Bob, you've said that a couple of times too. And a huge shout out to Jake and Andrew and all the different guys that run London Comic Con, because I don't know why. Well, I have a good idea why. They love us and they treat us very, very well. They like to seem to feature us right in the middle of everything. They ask us to participate in different things as far as the con goes, and they're being nice enough also to host our little bomb run here that our good friend Andrew Saxon's come up with. So, yeah, I don't know that we go to a con that seems as pumped and excited to have us there, and I think that bleeds into us, so we feel pumped and excited to go because they treat us like we was Kangs, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
Definitely.
and Queens.
I mean,
too.
can we talk about that for a bit of a minute here? Because London Comic Con, I'll tell you why I think I love this con so much. And for one, I think the cosplay community in London is like the cosplay community nowhere else. Now, I'm not saying there aren't amazing cosplayers everywhere. There are, but for some reason, London absolutely fucking loves their cosplay. They love their comic books. They love their geeky shit. It's a fantastic geeky nerd community. Let's be honest.
There's nothing like that on our side of the GTA, like in out in Oshawa. Like when you guys were posting photos and video from Comic Book Day last year, there's lineups for blocks and miles.
It's crazy.
And I don't even think anybody has an event here.
If you've never been to a free comic book day in London, Ontario, I cannot recommend it enough. It is wild how popular it is here. They shut down a bunch of blocks in downtown London, pedestrian traffic only, and they bring out booths and they bring out vendors and they bring out activities and of course they're giving away comics as well. So it's Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers here in London. It used to be even bigger than it is now because there were like 4 or 5 different comic shops all downtown.
Remember you telling me this?
Yeah, so that part has trimmed back a little bit, but like Rob saying and JS, you saw it last year. Like it's literally like lineups are down the road around the block. People are waiting hours for free comics, and then just the experience because all the cosplayers come out and the booths are set up, and you get your 501st, and you know
how
what I
to
mean.
Have a
like,
good time,
yeah, it's just a really good time. It's a fun time. If you like the geek and nerd life, man, it's a thing. So
yeah.
But anyways,
so London, you know, they know how to put it down, right? And then when it comes to the con itself, I feel like Jake and Andrew, and I don't know if they're the only ones responsible in this, and I'm sure there's a whole
they're
team
two of the main guys.
behind
There's a
them.
bunch of people, yeah. But I mean, I think those are the two main guys.
The work that they do to make sure that you're getting a con that is not just the same con that you see everywhere. And what I mean by that is I think we've talked about this a lot. A lot of these cons have just become giant flea markets, right? And you see the same 10 vendors basically over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Lightsabers, pop figures, anime shit, blah, 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 blah. And then rinse and repeat for 300,000 square feet, right? Whereas these guys, not only do they not have the same person that sells us, like there's no 2 pop vendor vinyls. There's one. The pop vendor booth. They're there. The big giant one that you see at all the shows, they're there. There's nobody else selling pop vinyls there or very little, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a record booth. A guy that sells all records, and he has all sorts of cool stuff. And he has a section of nerdy stuff like Star Trek and Leonard Nimoy. And you've got like every booth is not only different, but are the type of things that you're not used to seeing at other cons. So it's a very, very unique for me convention. Fucking love it. Now, let's be honest. The people is what makes it, right? I mean, everybody loves this con. Everybody's in a party atmosphere when we go there. Our first after party was there for that reason, right? Like you go there and it's a massive party, right? So yeah, how can you not fucking love this con? You know, if you're a cosplayer,
everybody in the chat seems to be really focused on Megan's banana bread now. I don't know what's going on.
Yes. Well, Megan is in the chat and saying, "Hey guys, excited for London Comic Con this week. I'm currently editing the after show. Don't forget to check out Megan and Jeff's after show. The last one's getting some views, and I feel like, from what I'm hearing already online, I feel like this one's probably going to get some views as well.
This episode was a fucking banger. This episode was really good. Probably the best episode yet. So
you know, I can't wait to see this episode of the after show.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that banana bread.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's going to bring
banana bread coming
she's bringing some banana bread this weekend. I've convinced her to bring some. Red Moon Glassworks also saying, "Hey gang, looking forward to the weekend." And John, yes, the comic book collector, Rip the comic book collector. At one point, the oldest independently owned comic book shop, I believe, in the world. I believe it was the first. It was at least the first in North America. So when it closed, it was big news, and it kind of sucked, unfortunately. But again, the nature of the business or whatever. But regardless, we are doing London Comic Con this weekend, and I think JS is nailing it. It's not just like the bits and pieces. It's more the environment as a whole, right? I'm not going to lie. I don't love the venue. I don't think the venue is ideally set up for a Comic-Con. And I can tell you, after speaking with some of the people that are involved with running it, they are looking to change the venue to a much better venue that they were at once before. They're just trying to figure out the logistics of doing that. So, because it is multi-level and multi-room and multi-stage. So it's like buying an old home where there's walls. It's all different rooms and shit instead of being like a big open concept thing. Okay, but it has carpet. It does have carpet, and that's good. We do like the carpet. It's just too segregated. Things are too, like you can go to like we can be a guest of the con, and then somebody else like Becca is going to be a guest of the con, like a cosplay guest. We're in two completely different.
Yeah, I noticed that
we can
a lot
spend
of people
2 days and never run into each other at all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
so
fair.
It's kind of. I'm
a lot of the artist alley is downstairs, right? And it's you're right. It's almost like it's two separate cons.
A little bit, but then there's like rooms on top of that, and and offshoots from there. Yeah, Picard's John saying, didn't it used to be at the fairgrounds? Yes, ideally it will end up back at the fairgrounds. There's a building there called the Agriplex that's like, they had it there once, and it was the best year they've ever had because it's a big open concept. It looks like a Comic-Con. This doesn't look like a Comic-Con. It looks like what it is, a convention center, right?
Yeah.
It's not meant to house the whole thing, so I won't be able to make it birthday things, says Michael Icon. That's a shame. But we are going to see you at Renfest, sir. You are coming up for Renfest, so you can do B-Day things in London. Just saying, that's true. It is true.
That's true.
Producer Jen, yeah.
Well, it might not be his birthday. It might be somebody else. I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, what is London Comic Con going to look like for the Geeks and Co? Like, what I got asked that someone messaged me today. They're like, "What's the booth going to look like this year for the Geeks and Co? Where are you guys? What are you guys doing?"
It's going to be a very busy weekend. I can tell you that. So I'm hoping that all our cosplay friends here are going to be coming and hanging out at the booth and spending some time there because we may be doing a lot of running around this weekend. Actually, should we maybe mention the fact that while we're on the con itself train, that the con has also done a very good job of including cosplay within the convention experience, right? Like a lot of these other cons, cosplay is a side effect of the convention. London Comic Con has specifically featured cosplay and made it a thing at this convention. And that's, I think, is another reason why a lot of people love this con. And they're featuring a bunch of cosplayers this year, right? Becca's getting featured again this year. Our buddy Steve, who's in the chat now, collaborated cosplay or Groot in London. Groot in London.
Groot in London.
He's being featured. I got a list.
Noah,
here.
the Freakish Workshop.
Noah's getting featured. Ira.
I think it's his first feature. I think it's
It is his first feature. Yeah. Ira, our buddy, our dad joke machine, Mr. Ira, is featured. Phoenix Funhouse and Lady Arkham. Phoenix Funhouse does the crazy Scarecrow. Well, I mean, he does a bunch of stuff, but that's my favorite cosplay of his is the Scarecrow.
I feel like the booth on Saturday will be fun. Oh, why is that, Nicole? Because you're going to be hanging out at the booth.
Because the Predators will be there, of course.
The Predators will be there. I got to tell you, I wish maybe I'll save it. But yeah, Nicole and I are doing The Last of Us. So I'm doing Joel and she's doing Ellie, obviously. Our friend Lindsay, Cosplay, is coming as Tess from the show. But our good friend Christina is doing a clicker, and she sent me what her clicker looks like. And no one's going to give a shit about Joel and Ellie, I can tell you that, or Tess, because her clicker is
that's
wild.
Funny. That's funny.
Great. Oh my god.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Now, I don't want to speak for somebody else. You know, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, like they say. But I have a feeling there may be other clickers there.
I have a feeling there may be as well. Although, you know, I don't want to.
There won't be at that level. I can guarantee you that.
I don't want to step on the.
It won't be at the casino level.
I don't want to step on a Predator shoe, so I want to make sure that we're not. But yes, there's going to be at least 4 of us from The Last of Us. I got the easiest gig of all. I'm wearing clothes, so that's good. It's 0 because I'm Wolverine on Sunday, so they're doing Joel on Saturday is pretty great. But our good friend Nicole Boland is doing Ellie. She's got the outfit down. She's even got the book of dad jokes that she's going to have with her. So I'm not just going to be getting it from Ira. I'm going to be getting it from that one all day long.
I was just going to say, make sure Ira doesn't get his hands on that book.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and then Lindsay will be there in her test, and then of course we'll have Christina there in her clicker. I'll send you guys the images that Christina sent me of her clicker. It's bananas. It's crazy. So that should be a good time. Sorry, go ahead.
It is they're calling it the 40 years of Ninja Turtles celebration this year at London Comic Con.
Okay, so
Okay.
Got
I
some
feel
thoughts
like
on this one. Yeah.
you have an issue
Yeah.
with that.
I
Yeah.
do. So
Hello. What was it? Number 3 on our list last week?
well, like guys at my work know that I do this now. Like it took 4 years, but guys at my work have figured out that this is something that I do. So whenever
Right.
like a con is coming up, especially a local one, they ask me like, "Oh, like who are the key guests? Like who are the celebs that are coming out for it?" And London has had some really big celebs in the past. Like they had William Shatner one year, for fuck's sakes.
Mhm.
And so this year, when I'm telling people, I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's Kevin Eastman." They're like, "Who?" I'm like, "The guy that created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 40 years ago." They're like, "Okay, so who else is there?" And I'm like, "Well, there's some other guys that are like tied into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but like that's," and they're like, "What?"
That's it?
Like that's so. I
Rufio.
think what they're
Rufio.
when
Okay,
they're used
time
to,
out.
hold on, when they're,
Rufio.
Time
hold
out.
on,
Time
yeah,
out.
Rufio.
Time out.
When they're used to seeing a celeb, like the top celeb of a con, they're used to it being someone that they've seen physically on TV and movies,
Fair enough.
whatever. Kevin Eastman isn't somebody that that the average person walking down the street's going to be familiar with. They know what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are from the cartoons and the movies and shit, but they don't know the guy that wrote the comic 40 years ago. So
100%.
Yeah.
Now, you're right. I don't think there's any major A-list celebrity coming to London Comic Con. I mean, let's be honest. Who was the last A-list celebrity at Comic Con? William Shatner? How long ago was that?
well, I mean, at least people knew who Lou Ferrigno was. Like, I could go to work and tell the guys at work, I'm like, yeah, Lou Ferrigno. Everybody at work knew who Lou. When I said we interviewed Lou Ferrigno last year, they were like, that's fucking dope. Like, everybody knew who that was.
Fair
Not
enough.
a single person that I've talked to has the first fucking clue who Kevin Eastman is. So
No, but I mean, it's not just Kevin Eastman. I mean, there's James Sato. There's Laura Vandervoot. I mean, every nerd knows who Laura Vandervoot
every
is.
nerd
Paige
does,
Turco.
yes, but nobody on the street knows who
Our
Laura
buddy
Vandervoot
Matt
is.
Taylor is back this year.
Oh, I know he is.
So
Yeah,
we're gonna
actually,
have to go say
I got
hi
a
to
message
Matt.
from our good friend Keith L. There is going to be doing the Q&A for Linda Vandervoort, so he's very, very excited for that. So
I think Billy Zane, James Marsters. When were they in London?
I remember
last
oh
year.
yeah, I remember both of those.
Last year, Billy Zane was here last year. Robert Picardo was here last year.
Yeah.
And then 2 years ago, we had the cast from Prey. Yeah, you know what?
That's all I'm saying.
You know,
right? It seems a little bit like, yeah, I remember when James Marsters, when we did the when I was mentioning the Agriplex, that's James Marsters was there for that. He was probably one of the key guests for that. So
that was 2 years ago, right?
No, pre-pandemic, pre-pandemic.
I mean, you got to look at the size of this con too, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that it's not a Toronto Comic Con or a Fan Expo. Who doesn't even get huge celebs in themselves? But
fair.
Well,
I don't expect to go to London and see like major A-list celebrities, right? I'm pretty pleased with what I do get there. To be honest with you, it's more in tune with my geek side than a lot of the other things I go to.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, even Kevin Eastman, I didn't necessarily recognize the name either, but I'm super pumped that it's all Ninja Turtle focus.
And I think that's kind of the key, right? I think they made a conscious effort to try to make it really focused on the Ninja Turtles, and that's why they have a bunch of people that were in the Ninja Turtles, right? They've got Shredder, they've got April, they've got Ernie Reyes Jr. I mean, he's gone on to do other things after this. Like he's not an A-list actor, but everybody in the Ninja Turtle world knows who this guy is. I don't know. It's.
I'm not shitting on the con. I get it. It's hard to get guests. I remember when I was talking to Jake, they were talking about trying to get some Star Trek guys, and they just could not get their hands on a single person from Star Trek. And they've had good luck with getting Star Trek guests in the past, like you said. They had Robert Picardo last year. The year that it was that James Marster was there, Marina Sirtis was there. They've had really good, and of course, the second or the third, whichever London Comic Con it was, that really put them on the map. They had William Shatner, and it was this whole fucking town shut down when William Shatner came to London Comic Con.
Oh, I believe it.
I bet.
Bonkers.
I believe it.
So I'm not saying, I get like trying to wrangle guests and get them here is obviously not going to be easy, but I just feel like once you kind of set the bar, you kind of have to try to maintain that. And when you don't, you can't think of anything but like, oh, it's a bit of a letdown. Having said that, is it still going to be a good time? And especially if you're a Ninja Turtles fan, absolutely it will be, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to derail it. But
No. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. You were asking earlier what the con was going to look like for the Geeks & Co. this year. I mean, we have a booth. I think that
we do. Be setting it up tomorrow night.
If there's one con that I would refuse to lose off of my schedule as far as having a booth for. It would definitely be London Comic Con. I mean, that's like I said, I can't praise this con enough. As long as they'll have us, I'll keep bringing my shit there. As far as what we're doing, we're basically doing the same thing we did last year. We apparently have a little bit more space, which is going to give us the opportunity to spread ourselves out a little bit. Like last year, like we've got 2 big giant backdrops, right? So we can.
Do we have more space on the floor?
Yeah, it sounds like we're getting an extra 10 feet.
Really?
So our floor, our booth floor minus our change room will be 30 feet from what I understand. Again, I don't know. Listen, there's been some last minute changes. They needed to change the floor plan around a little bit. So I don't 100% know what that all means. We'll I guess find out when we get there tomorrow. I'm thinking we might get more space on the floor, but our change room might be separate. I think is what it might be sounding like, but I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, not sure. We're going to have our whole setup there. Doc Ock is going to be there for people that want to take pictures as Doc Ock. We're going to have our full city backdrop, the jungle set, you know, with the pillars and the jungle background and the palm trees and everything. That's going to be there as always. We're going to have a merch table where we're going to sell some merch for people that want to help and support the Geeks & Co. We've got a whole new line of merch that we're specifically launching at London Comic Con. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. Well, fuck it. Because I wanted white. And we've got a brand new white long sleeve tee with the brand new Geeks & Company varsity logo. And hold your hats, boys and girls. We also have a white Geeks & Company hoodie that's going to be available at London Comic Con. Now, the hoodies are unfortunately limited in sizes. I've got XLs and I've got 2 larges. So for the people that are wearing larges, you'll want to snatch them up early because I only have 2 of them. The reason I made long sleeve tees is because I couldn't get a hold of fucking hoodies. White hoodies are for some reason very, very hard to get your hands on right now. So yeah, so we're launching brand new merch. So that's what kind of our setup is going to look like. As far as cosplays, I mean, Jeff's already mentioned he is doing The Last of Us on Saturday. We're doing Predators on Saturday at some point. I mean, there might be other things in between that maybe we won't talk about because we kind of let the cat out of the bag already. I spilled some beans a little, but you know. And then what are you boys doing on the Sunday?
Hey, Rob, what are you doing on Sunday?
What am I doing on Sunday? Well, I have been working on a Magneto cosplay. I don't know. It's going to be one of those things where the first time I put all the pieces on will be at the con. So I'm really praying that it's going to turn out.
Having just experienced that, I can tell you when it doesn't, really kicks you in the balls.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to not, have that
Maybe
kind of
you should bring experience. A spare cosplay just in case.
Yeah, maybe I'll just do the Predator again if it doesn't work out. But yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of an X-Men day, I think, going on Sunday. You're gonna be doing, what are you doing, Jeff?
The Wolverine again, the same one that I just did at Fan Expo. It's easy to wear. It's relatively comfortable. It's cool without the sleeves on. I don't overheat. I think we'll have to have. I think it was in the very first X-Men film. I think that maybe they were on the train. And Magneto says something. Magneto faces off against Wolverine. He says something along the lines of like, "That remarkable metal doesn't run all the way through your body, does it?" And then he like basically just fucks with him. Like the dude whose whole skeleton is metal is going up against the guy that controlled magnetism. I mean, what are we even doing? So I feel like there could be some funny playoff as far as that goes between you and I. And of course, I won't be the only. You'll be the only Magneto, but there's going to be 27,000 Wolverines, so you'll be able to kind of fuck with people all day long as far as that goes.
Absolutely.
So.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be running. They're going to be getting drinks for me. They're going to.
That's right.
Doing my bidding.
It's going to be one of like stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. That kind of shit. You know what I mean? Speaking of Wolverines, am I going to be the only Wolverine that's going to be there that day, JS?
No, 100% not, because I'm also doing Logan again, that I also did right at Fan Expo this couple weeks ago.
Kareem, that's been recommended to me a couple of times. I'm actually looking into that. Someone is. I've had a few people reach out and be like, "Yeah, this would be a really good one for you to try." So,
what's this?
I
The
might,
X-Men 97
Magneto?
the
Magneto?
X-Men 97 Magneto. Yeah, it's very interesting. it's
Well, it's all spandex, isn't it?
well, it's but it's like it's sleeveless to a point. Like it cuts off here,
Right.
and then he's got like long gloves, like up to like his bicep almost, and then he's got a scarf. No helmet, by the way. He's just like long flowing white hair with a giant fucking M on his whole like a torso kind of thing. So, but I've surprisingly had like a few different people reach out, be like, "You should try this." I'm like, really? Like I know he's a little
that's
bit older,
a little weird.
Yeah,
It's worth trying.
Oh yeah, I'd try. If I could get the costume on the cheap, I would absolutely give it a shot. But I mean,
I get some controversial opinions on.
I'll bet you do.
You know, I do we want to get into it?
We can. That's why we're here.
I never watched the whole. I didn't watch the X-Men 97, but I did see headlines and shit. So tell me, explain to me, what's the deal with this Magneto and Rogue?
Magneto and
Rogue.
They're like a couple essentially. Like but like
and
like
is she not like super young?
No, not like in the
old.
No, they're.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
it
the
is.
impression
There
I
is.
got from
Hold
that,
on,
and it weirded me out.
Yeah, no, there is still an age gap, but it's not like she's 19 and he's 57. It's not as
okay,
bad
because
as
that's
that.
the impression I'm operating under.
No,
and when I look at this old man weirdo with the sleeves that are cut off here, and I
it's
have
probably
that in the back
like
of my mind, I want nothing to do with it.
He's probably in his like late 40s, early 50s, and she's like would be in her like mid to late 20s type of thing. So I mean, is there a gap? Yes, but it's not like he's not Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's not a creepy.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't come across as creepy. I might be wrong, but I haven't seen anybody comment like, "Ew, this is gross." Like, why is he Leonardo DiCaprio?
Okay, because that's the impression I got. So I'm wrong.
Anybody that's read the X-Men comics know that like Magneto and Rogue have been together for a long time.
Off and on, right? Like
again, Savage. What was it called? Savage World, Savage Land. What the fuck was the name of that series with Sauron and fuck. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, I don't like the look of that Magneto, but to each their own.
Yeah, I'm not
a fan at all. But
yeah.
But
I'll admit,
Sunday we're obviously hoping that we can get joined by as many. Pretty sure he's in his 70s and she's in her 20s. He's not in his 70s in X-Men 97. If he's in his 70s, that brother looks amazing. So let's just go with that, I guess. I know he was supposed to have been in like the concentration camp, like all that kind of jazz, but I mean, he does not look 70 in the show. Maybe he is. I don't know. Hey man, they're two consenting adults. Age is just a number. Who gives a shit? It would. No one's talking about this being creepy if she's 70 and he's 20. So I don't know why it's creepy the other way. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. I know.
I think I saw some article or headline that planted that seed in my mind. And
no, that's fair.
Never looked into it, but it's the impression that was left on me.
Fair. We're gonna skip right the fuck.
All right, let's move back to the con now.
Ideally, we'll see some people in some X-Men or in some Marvel. Megan mentioned it up top there. She'll be at the booth on Sunday. She will not be at the booth on Saturday. She's got a gig. She will be joining us at the after party Saturday night, which we'll be talking about here in a minute. And then on Sunday, she will be joining us. She'll be in her Black Widow. So she will still be Marvel. She will just not be X-Men. She does not currently have an X-Men costume. So we're not X-Men exclusive at the booth. If you've got a Marvel costume, come around, take some pictures, hang out, do the thing.
Get any costume.
Well, yeah, obviously. But I mean, if you're looking
we're not
to
doing a theme.
If you're looking to match the vibe, then you just Marvel it up. You don't have to have necessarily have to have a an X-Man or an X person.
I'm trying to think about how to maybe perhaps I'm trying to look into figuring out how to do a Beasts, and I'd like to do like the Kelsey Grammer Beasts.
It's a suit with some extra fur and some blue.
It's the mask. I want the mask.
Tomorrow.
And finding a quality mask seems harder than you would think.
You've already got a beard.
I don't know that you need a mask.
We darken your eyebrow. We blew you out. We put some
glasses
on and we put you in a shoe.
My face and turned me into?
Really turned you blue.
Yeah, of course.
You're already
perhaps.
Beastly.
Yeah, perhaps I could. Yeah,
you could do that in a heartbeat, brother. It would be no problem at all. And if you're comfortable being blue, if we do a Watchmen group, you can be Dr. Manhattan. We'll just paint you all blue, put you in a speedo.
Yeah, except I know.
That's perfect. I don't.
Yeah,
I see no way this could go badly.
We've
been looking for a Dr. Manhattan all the time when we're doing these
yeah.
groups. So
no, not looking to be riding around in my underwear all day.
oh wait,
let's move along. Let's move along.
Right.
Last
So
year we got
no DC this weekend. By the way, guys, it's a rare bird for us.
That's it. Right? It's weird for us, isn't it?
Usually there's some DC going on in some way, shape, or form, and this time we are not doing DC. So
weren't you the one that? Holy shit! My freaking mannequin scared the shit out of me.
Did you hate that? I moved my mannequin too the other day.
I gotta move it out of my office every time I turn around.
Life being on this podcast, being in this group. How do I get out of this chicken shit?
What are we talking about now?
You're in it now, buddy.
You're in this shit now.
You can't get rid of that tattoo.
You know what? I have. Yeah, I know. I have something that's supposed to be arriving tomorrow that I may bring with me. Maybe I'll throw it on for the after party. I don't know, but I do have something that's finally arriving come tomorrow. Something I've been waiting on for quite some time now. I think I have all the accessories. I think I could probably pull it off. So maybe we'll see if I
wait. So you're gonna dress up for the after party?
I mean, if it's here and it all fits and I can move around in it, might.
Are we making this a costume after party?
No. I would be there as the representative type of thing in the. I'm just looking for an excuse to wear it. Is all it really is. But
maybe we should talk about the after party quickly. Yeah, let's talk about the after party.
We should get into the after party for sure.
Obviously Saturday night, like we did last year, we're doing an after party. We're doing it at the same spot, the Ale House, right downtown London. It's walking distance from the convention center, so we get out of the convention and we go to the Ale House and we get some food and hopefully get drunk.
That's the plan. There is no cover. So just so you guys know, and for any of my local London peeps, and I know a few people have been talking about it, and by a few, I mean like 2 or 3, but there is some controversy surrounding the Ale House, in particular the owner of the Ale House. He has some very interesting political views that he's very vocal about. We don't give a shit about any of that. That's got nothing to do with why we're going there. We're going there because it just checks off certain boxes that nobody else could. As JS mentioned, it's a block from the con. There's no minimum spender deposit. There's no cover charge or anything like that. There's even individual people don't have a minimum spend. You can just drop in, say hi to everybody, and leave. And they can house us all. They have a huge fucking patio that we pretty much filled up last year and even kind of spilled out into the restaurant proper. So we have the entire patio booked again. Will we be at the same venue next year when we do the after party? Who knows? But for this year, this made the most sense, and especially after how many people came out last year, it was the logical choice.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean that this isn't officially sanctioned by London Comic Con. So if you're not looking to come to our after party, you don't have to come to our after party. No. A good friend of mine in London, Isaac, is gathering people at Tilt, which is a bit further away and does have a cover charge to get in, and doesn't have anywhere near the seating capacity that the Ale House does. But he's still gathering some people to go over there instead. So if you're still looking to do something, and if the Ale House controversy, whatever, blah, 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 is a big deal for you, you can check out Tilt, or you can check out any of the other places. I'm sure there's going to be other people gathering for drinks and food after the con. So, however, if you do come to see us, you're going to have a shot at winning something pretty fucking dope.
Yeah. So guys, I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. TVX Sabers approached us actually a while ago. Before May the 4th, like we actually discussed some of this while we were at May the 4th. So we've been planning this for a while now. The folks at TVX Saber, they really, really love the London community, the same as we do. They love the support they're getting out of the London community. They love the fact that people are so into cosplay. Again, they have all the same feelings that I expressed earlier. They expressed to me. And they really wanted to do something for you guys. So at the after party, they're going to be donating an actual lightsaber. Now, this is a mystery box. We don't know what lightsaber they're donating. They are donating a lightsaber. It's going to be very, very simple. If you want to win the lightsaber, you got to make sure that you're following the Geeks & Co. on the YouTube channel, that you're following TVX on Instagram, and then obviously you're at the after party, right? Like, if you're not at the after party, well, you can't win the lightsaber, because it's being given out there. I think we said we're going to be doing the raffle at 10 p.m. We don't want to do it too late, because I know some people have to get up in the morning or are early risers,
like us. But yeah,
you know,
motherfucker, we got a booth on Sunday morning. We all got to be up Sunday morning, sir. It's not just me, man.
Well, the point is we don't want to do it too late, just because we don't want to do it too late. But at the same time, we didn't want to do it at 7:00, and people are like, I'm just getting here now. It's already been done,
So our buddy Steve asking, I was going to ask if it's cosplay or not, and our friend Allie was like, "Yeah, man, go and cosplay if you want or not. All is welcome." Yeah, so it's not an expectation. If you come right from the con and you're still in your cosplay, cool. Because again, it does start at 7, and that's when the con ends. We're doing it at 7 because we obviously are there till the end of the con. So one of us will make sure one of us is there at 4 or 7 o'clock to make sure that we're greeting people and getting people where situated where they're supposed to be or whatever. But yeah, if you want to come in costume, fuck, come in costume. If you don't, that's okay. But when you do get there, you're going to come up to me or JS or Jen or Rob or Megan, and you're going to show us on your phone that you're subscribed to the Geeks & Co. YouTube channel and you're following TVX Sabers on Instagram, and then I will or they will give you a ticket, and you will write down your name and your phone number, and then we'll do the draw at 10 o'clock, and someone's going to walk out of there with a cool-ass fucking lightsaber. Pretty easy, guys. Most of you that are going to be seeing this and hearing this are already subscribed to our channel, and I'm willing to bet quite a few
most
of you are
already
following TVX. So
yeah,
all you really have to do is show up to the after party.
Correct.
And you're going to be in the draw for the TVX lightsaber. Now, last year, the after party probably drew, I want to say, somewhere north of 40 to 50 people. There was quite a few people that came out for it.
I was going to say 50 to 60, but yeah.
I would assume we'll probably have a similar draw this year. So, yeah, make sure you're there so that you have a chance to get in on that. And otherwise, just come and enjoy yourself and
hang out. Yeah, exactly.
Beers and have some food. Now, I did speak with the establishment as well, just to make sure. Last year, we had one server for the whole goddamn party. I did speak with them this year, and they assured me that they will have more than one server. I don't know if that's going to be 2 servers or there's going to be more than that. Ideally, it will be more than that, but it will not just be one. Shout out to Michaela, by the way, from last year, because she fucking murdered it.
Oh, she did great.
But just logistically, it's still difficult. Everybody was kind of waiting on things all night long because there was only one of her. But yeah, she did a great job.
She was running all night, like literally nonstop running back and forth and back and forth.
She slept well that night because we worked her to the bone. Let me tell you. So
I'm sure. Jeff, we're also getting a chance to. So last year, actually, we got to interview Lou Ferrigno. We also got to interview Kyle Hebert.
We did.
Or Hebert, or I don't know how we were kidding with them. I forget what we were all saying, but anyway, we're getting to interview, or not interview, but we're going to MC
host a panel, Q&A,
whatever we want to say, a Q&A with Mr. Dante Bosco. If you guys don't know him, or if that name doesn't sound familiar to you, maybe the name Rufio might mean something to you. And it's funny because when I said Rufio, Rob, you started singing the song, or not the song, but the chant, doing the chant. Rufio. And it's funny because
even better with the echo in your room. Yeah, that's dope.
And it's funny because when I told Jen about this, she did this. That's exactly what she did as well. So that's right. We're getting to interview Rufio from Hook, who's done a bunch of stuff since. Mainly, he's been the voice of Zuko, Prince Zuko in The Last Airbender.
He's actually done quite a bit of voice work as far as
he's done a ton of voice work in the last while. So we're gonna get to host a Q&A with him. Like I said earlier, there's our buddy Matt Taylor is gonna be there, so we're gonna try to reconnect with Matt, do a quick interview with Matt, and hopefully bring that to you on the channel. It's part of our Geeking Out series. By the way, this week's Geeking Out is freaking fantastic. Jason Fabok, local comic book artist. Man, that guy is like.
Do yourself a favor.
If you're into Batman, this is the Batman artist for the last probably 15 years, right?
Jason Fabok is maybe the most celebrated comic book artist of the last decade. Like, his stuff is so crazy good. Like, he was at the top of the top of the heap. He was working on the biggest books at DC, along with Jeff Johns writing them. So if you haven't watched it's 8 minutes long, guys. You're in and out relatively quickly. We try to keep all the interviews short. I would definitely recommend checking out the Jay Fabok interview. It's pretty fascinating. He talks about how he got started, talks about his time at DC, and then launches right into talking about Ghost Machine, the project they're currently working on, all those creators and such. So yeah, definitely go check that one out for sure. Yeah, Rufio has 150 acting credits on IMDb. 150 acting credits. Yeah, dude's been busy the whole time. Obviously, he's best known as Rufio, but we'll when we're talking to him, we'll make sure we ask him questions about the other stuff that he's done and some of the cooler projects he's been a part of. Go see Noah at booth 1083, wherever that is. I think he's on the main floor. We're upstairs. I think he's on the main floor.
I believe he is.
I think all the 10 booths are on the main floor. The second layer, second story booths are 20 booths.
Yeah, I think
we're 20,
the
35
cosplay guests are all on that main floor.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a cosplay lounge down there as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Should be a good time. Yep, main floor. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So what are you guys hoping to see or hoping to interact with or hoping to do at London Comic Con? If you're coming, what are you looking forward to the most at London Comic Con? Because we do have an activity. We do also have an activity that we're putting on Sunday with our good friend Andrew Saxon that you can find on the London Comic Con schedule. I don't think my short film being is it being shown at London Comic Con? Are they screening
it? Is
really?
It is.
I didn't even know that. That's hilarious.
It is.
I'll have to find out what
I was going to bring that up. That was on my list.
But we are doing the bomb run. So if you check the schedule for London Comic Con, you will see the bomb run is on there. I'm going to check it right now on, by the way, I don't get any kickbacks for this, but I'm going to check it on the London Comic Con app on my phone, which has a bunch of different functionality to it, by the way, which is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I like that they do that. I know the app is not technically a London Comic Con app. It's like a convention or an event app or whatever it is, but the app is, I don't think they built that app. It's like one of those stock apps that you just brand as your own event.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so. I could be wrong, but either way, it's freaking fantastic. I don't know why more cons don't do that. I want to say Fan Expo had an app at one point.
Oh, there we go. Hey, look. Hey, look, on Saturday, there's a cosplay foam panel design workshop. I wonder who's putting that on. Oh, look, it's our good friend Noah. He's going to be doing it. That's Saturday, guys, 10:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. on the Hero stage. So make sure you're checking that out for sure. There are, by the way, photo meetups through the app as well. That's going to go over all of that. The Q&A with Dante that we're going to be hosting is on Saturday from 12:45 to 1:25. So make sure you are checking that out. And then, of course, they got all the different photo ops and such as well.
There's a few other things I want to mention as well here.
There's a couple. Oh, there's photo ops. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, on both. Okay, so both, and Becca's mentioning, so we might as well mention it right now.
Yep.
On both Saturday and Sunday, our friend Becca, Not Possible, is holding the Not Possible Speed Build Challenge, where, all right, on the main stage, they're going to be doing this Speed Build Challenge where they're going to give them a prop to make, and they're going to have a set amount of time to make that prop, and they're going to have a bunch of supplies, and you're going to have to gather your supplies and build the prop, and it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to try to actually cover some of that. So that we can either bring you a video after the fact or maybe even bring you a video after the fact and do some live shoots during this event. It's going to be in two parts. The adults are going to be competing on Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. On Sunday, the kids are going to be competing from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. right following the bomb run. So the bomb run is on Sunday at noon. And then at 1 is the kids' speed build. Now, if you want to participate in either of the events, make sure you get there early. Actually, for the speed builds, you're going to want to go but register at Becca's booth. Becca, if you can mention me in the chat what the number of your booth is. I forgot to write it down here. But you'll be able to register for the speed build at Becca's booth. You'll want to get there about 10 to 15 minutes early. Same with the bomb run, although you don't need to register ahead of time for the bomb run. You can just show up. We'll do like the runners meeting, and then this year we're actually gonna run it like a relay race. So the first person everybody's gonna line up. We're not gonna have people sign up and then they have to be called up, and that takes too long. Everybody's gonna line up, and the first person's gonna take off, and then when they come back, they're gonna pass it to the next person, and the next person takes off right away, and we're gonna keep it running like that as far as long as we can. We're going to be recording the scores. Andrew, I believe, is going to be recording the times. And then right following that is the kids' speed build. So make sure that whatever event you're going to be at, you get there early. The speed builds. Our buddy Bear Sailor Moon is going to be emceeing the speed builds.
Oh yeah,
Noel, is it Noel or Noel? How does he pronounce it? Do you know?
Just call him Bear Sailor Moon.
Bear Sailor Moon.
Yep.
As far as the supplies go, Lindy Cosplay Supplies is providing most of the supplies, from what I understand, for the speed builds. That being said, a bunch of our faithfuls have provided a bunch of stuff. Nada, Miss Chantal, Hypergate, Becca herself. Like, there's going to be a bunch of supplies there for this build challenge, all by the community. So make sure you go say hi to Becca. Make sure you go check out Lindy's booth, because Lindy's going to be there again this year. I can't imagine she would not be there. She is from London, isn't she? Linda?
No, Chatham.
She's from Chatham. Well, close enough.
From
I
the
would
area.
assume. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
area. I
right.
can't
Yeah,
imagine she wouldn't be there. She's also sponsoring, I believe, the cosplay contest, isn't she?
More than likely, yes.
I believe she's also sponsoring the cosplay contest. So go give Lindy's Cosplay Supply a shout out. Go see them. Go buy some supplies. Go support her. And go check out, not possible, Linda's booth is across from the stage. Oh, even better. So you can't miss it.
and Not Possible's booth is 1085.
Perfect. There you go. 1085 is the booth where you're going to want to go register for the speed build challenge.
So
You were gonna say.
if anybody is interested in checking out the film, it is going to be in the Film London Industry Room. I don't know where that is. I'll try to find out. It is going to be at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. The film is not an hour. I promise you. It's like 20 some odd minutes. You're not going to be stuck in there.
What day?
Saturday, 6 p.m. To 7 p.m. I have a feeling I'm probably going to be in there now. I didn't even know this was happening, but I'm sure they're going to want me in there to talk about the film and such. So if you want to check out A Long Ride Home, Saturday in the Film London Industry Room, I'll find out where that is. Lower level. Okay, so Ali's in lower level. That's at 6 o'clock. The room is beside our booth, Jeff. Perfect. So look for Groot. If you find Groot, you'll probably find the room where it's going on. And then I don't know if you said or not, but on Sunday, the bomb run is taking place at 11:45, and they have it scheduled for an hour. So they've given us some time, and it's out back of the con. So you're going to exit the con. There is the back entrance that leads out towards the DoubleTree and the skywalk that goes across. They have a courtyard there, and they've just redone it. So there's like all these cool paths and such. So we're going to be able to really have like a run. Like it should be actually pretty cool. So be there for that as well.
Our buddy Dean sent me a message. The 501st is changing their setup a little bit this year at Comic-Con, at London Comic-Con. They're going, it looks like, with their setup that they had at, well, I say the 501st, and I apologize, folks. If you're 501st, or if you're Rebel Legion, or if you're a Mando Merc, I don't mean to necessarily group you all into one, but when I talk about 501st, I'm kind of talking about the whole group, right? The Rebel Legions, everybody. Because they always have their booth together. They're changing their setup
one
a little
big
bit this
fucking
year.
cult anyway.
They're one
fine.
big
Yeah.
family. They're gonna have a little bit of a different setup this year. They're gonna have the wanted poster, which they have pretty much everywhere, but they're bringing the Mando cell to London this year. They're apparently got an interactive battle droid setup that I've never seen. They've got a new Tatooine photo wall again that I don't know if it's new, but I've never seen it. And of course, they've got their Blast the Trooper table that's coming back. That's, I think a big hit.
It's always
for kids.
super popular. Yeah.
Yeah, the kids love to shoot the troopers. And then let me see here. They're gonna have a Mando meetup. So if you are a Mando cosplayer or costumer or a merc or whatever you want to call yourself, go check out the 501st booth and ask them, or the mercs, and ask them. They're gonna have a meetup at one point during the weekend, which I'm sure will be fantastic for photo ops. Whew. There's a lot of stuff going on this
There's a
weekend.
lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
Jeff has fallen asleep already. We haven't even started the
Yeah.
weekend, and he's already.
Shut up.
Dunk.
Dunk. Yeah, what else? Well, I mean, ideally, hopefully, there's at least one more activity that we want to explore, and it involves tickets. Because we're not talking about tickets for the TVX Sabres. We're talking like do you have your tickets
Oh yeah, I
to
mean
the
again.
fucking gun show?
Yeah.
Ideally,
Oh, I forgot about that.
Ideally,
I forgot
we're
about
going
it.
to
Should we
get.
spoil those beans?
Yeah, well, we've already talked about it before.
We've already
so-
talked
Oh,
about
okay.
it.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Roberto, the bad MFer, is very likely, depending. We're not, by the way, we're not giving him any kind of peer pressure here. If he doesn't like the artist or he's not feeling it or whatever, that's totally okay.
They
He
told
is
me
gonna
if I
get-
didn't do this, I was out of the club.
No, it's not. That's not true.
taking my card
You'll just
back.
be the least coolest member of the club. That's all. So if you can live with that, then you're fine. But yes, we are going to try to get Rob to get inked as well. If you would like to get inked by a geek over the course of the weekend, you can, without having it permanent, like JS and I, and soon Rob. You can get stamped. JS, tell them about the stamps.
That's right. Our buddy Andrew Saxon has actually bought a stamp kit and has carved our logo. So that's right. You can come by the booth, get our logo stamped. Well, wherever you want, I suppose. We do have a change room, I guess. So I guess it could
We
literally
do.
be anywhere.
I mean, within the boundaries of good
That's
taste.
the after show.
We all have personal boundaries that we would like to explore.
We are not bringing
yes.
the stamp to the after party.
Miss Jen has said she will only stamp people back in the change room if we even have that now. Rob has said, fuck all of you. I'm not stamping any of you. Megan and I believe JS has just said, we'll stamp
Bring
you
it.
wherever you want. Yeah, absolutely. We will give
Bring
you
it.
the stamping of your lifetime. Tramp stamped. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll absolutely hand out as many tramp stamps as you want. If you
Yeah,
want it on your forehead, if you want it on your cheek, I don't care. It's fine. We will stamp you. No problem at all. So get
Yeah,
your
that should be
stamps.
funny.
You can look cool. Yeah, we should bring the stamps to the after party anyway for anybody showing up to the after
Oh,
party.
for sure.
That's how you would. That's so. You know what we should do is once we like if you have gotten an entry, you get a stamp. into
Yeah,
the
but
draw.
it's not a stamp. It's like
a stamp.
Oh, it's just whatever. That's fine. Oh no, doesn't he have just a square one too, or has he got just the? I thought he had two. I thought he had the. I thought he had this, and then I thought he had like the.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
The stamping needs to be recorded for the channel. Keith saying, I agree. Absolutely. We'll definitely record some of the probably more interesting stamps that we have.
Oh, so here you go. He says there is a square one. There you go.
Yeah, I thought for sure there was a square one. Yeah, so we could always use that to stamp people as they come into the after party. That will show that you were there and blah blah blah. But either way, man,
I like the idea. I like the idea.
It's right around the corner. These two guys are going to be coming with Miss Jen tomorrow. They're going to be hitting London sometime in the evening. I will then be joining them, and the four of us are going to go to the venue to get everything set up. So a lot of the stuff that you've already used to seeing, JS already alluded to it. The Doc Ock arms will be there. Our huge photo backdrops will be there. I'll be bringing the sound system there, so we'll have our dance parties and tell our terrible jokes and just be general nuisances. Maybe we can help people with some of the events that we are going to be participating in, just on the microphone, letting everybody know, hey, this is going to be this, going to be there. Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be some other things. There'll be merch at the table for you to buy. There'll be stamps for you to get. Will we be maybe a little bit inebriated and or otherwise?
This is a licensed venue, isn't it?
It is, in fact, I believe,
For
a
now.
licensed venue. So yes. So might we be partially fucked up for most of the time we're there? Yeah, probably. So but again, we're gonna see some people. You're gonna see some people that you've seen here on the channel or that you've seen us hang out with, like Matt Taylor, like Red Moon Glassworks, like Megan, like Miss Jen. Like they're all gonna be there having a good time, like Andrew Saxon, like Christina, like it's going to be like it always is with the booth. People are just going to come and hang out and have a good time, right? That's what we have the booth for, is for cosplayers to come and cosplay and have a good time. So that it means you. Now go see the other cosplay guests, especially on the main floor. Absolutely go and hang out with them, get some dope ass pictures, and then come hang out at the booth. Like it's spread the love, especially if you're coming for 2 days. So I don't know, man. Is there anything else that we want to say about?
I think
London
it covers
Comic-Con?
probably most of it.
First cocaine bear, now drunk predator. Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
I
I
mean,
don't see why not.
you say that like you've never seen that before.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's not the first
that's not-
time.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a
Definitely not the
first,
first time.
Mike. That wouldn't be a
No.
first, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weekend pass for the win. Absolutely. Love the Geeks Co booth. Thanks, Rich, our buddy Richard there. Yeah, make sure you're coming by, brother. Hopefully, I don't know if you're going or not, but if you are,
He
you
said
best be-
earlier he's coming his first
I
time.
believe
Perfect.
he is.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
No,
come on by the
Richard was
booth,
there.
come hang out.
Richard's been to London before, hasn't he?
I don't know.
I think he said it was his first time.
Come support me when I host the Q&A with Laura Vandervoort on Saturday.
Yeah.
Keith, what time is that happening so we can let the folk know?
Yeah, that's awesome, bud. I didn't even know that was.
She was Supergirl on Smallville. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Keith really loves Batman, so he's really going to be into doing that particular interview. I'm sure he's a huge Batman guy. 3:45. There you go, guys. So make sure you check it out. Keith talking to Laura Vandervoort. I'm sure he's wearing some version of Batman that day. So make sure you say hi. Check it out.
Oh yeah. Poor Keith. We love you, buddy.
We do. He's the only guy older than me, so I gotta take the piss at him somehow, right? So,
well, he's not the only guy older than you.
Well, I like in the community that comes out on the regular, he's really the only guy older than him. So.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Mostly. Well, maybe Toronto Picard, but I mean,
that's what came to mind.
He's like 100.
Yeah, he's definitely the oldest.
He's
definitely
the oldest.
community.
Yeah, he's got a salt beat.
Yeah. Guys, there's a bunch of people still watching. Guys, thanks so much for sticking with us through this nonsense-filled rambling of, what our weekend's going to be like.
Did we accomplish anything with this?
We didn't. We're going to try to do at least, I think, one live from the show on the weekend. We didn't do any really. We only did our regular Thursday night podcast from Fan Expo. We didn't do live every day like we typically would. I think we're going to try to do at least one, probably on the Saturday, or maybe I don't know when. We'll keep you guys updated through our Instagram. But we're not doing a post show next week. There will not be a London Comic Con post show. If you're not there, you missed out. We talked about it. We hyped you guys up. You need to come and experience it because there won't be a post show. We're not going to be talking about it next week. Next week, we've got a special guest on. I'm sure you guys all know her. We've got Missy Magali, another Megan, joining us next week live right here on the Geek Boutique podcast. So make sure you don't miss that one because that one's going to be a fantastic one. We haven't done one of these like cosplayer feature / interviews in a while. So this will be a great one. Ali says after party. I agree. I can't wait for the freaking after party. Andre saying, no, is it Andre who was saying that? Nicole saying Jeff busy texting. I know. I use this, right? Can't pay attention for 2 seconds.
I have to feed the hungry beast that is my fan base. All right, like settle down. It's a 24/7 task, kids. It's terrible.
I see.
I need a
Jeffrey.
Decision. Yes, sir.
Did you want to take us out?
I sure don't. Rob, what do you think? You want to take us out?
Do I want to take you out? I'm not. I don't think I don't like being put on the
these cheap
spot
bastards.
Like
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you come and check us out at London Comic Con. Stay geeky. We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss anything.